Bitcoin is capital, Bitcoin is not currency. Gold has been used as capital. It's not currency anymore. The very simple thing that the U.S. ought to do is they ought to sell the gold and buy Bitcoin with it and buy 20% of the Bitcoin network. It's very simple. Just swap the gold for Bitcoin. If anybody actually swaps out their treasury bills for Bitcoin, then the U.S. is going to own it all.
I do own Bitcoin, and Tesla owns Bitcoin, SpaceX owns Bitcoin, and I do personally own a bit of Ethereum and Dogecoin, of course.
Prices have reached an all-time high. What's your administration? Egg prices have reached an all-time high.
It was a long, before I ever got here, it was at an all-time. This didn't, remember, I've been here for 3 weeks. And when you saw the inflation numbers, I've been here for 3 weeks. I have had nothing to do with inflation. This was caused by Biden. I had 4 years of virtually no inflation. So I'm just taking over.
Going to a different economy. And we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten, and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto chopping around in the same range. Don't forget, guys, today we're the only game in town. So I do see a little liquidity coming in this evening. Today is President's Day. It is a holiday. That's the reason why I'm getting this video out early. But as we see, guys, liquidity is definitely shrinking. So I don't see a big pump today. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates on Friday, which were down. Right now, we have the dollar slightly up. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC, and then of course we have the Fed. Repo at $58 billion on Friday. Make sure you're pulling on a daily basis during the week, but we know we haven't seen it this low. And they moved this repo down over $2 trillion. We know we heard that from Jerome Powell, but that balance sheet is still almost $7 trillion. You can't make this stuff up. And we know the Fed wants to keep rates higher for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution. And we know the Fed is going to pause in this next meeting, so it's not going to be a surprise. And we see the market shrugging off all negative news. Yield rates potentially rising. Tariffs potentially coming. But all of this is timed right along with the Fed. And basically by looking at the VIX, it lets us know. And they're definitely not going to allow the stock market to tank like that when Trump just became president. It's not going to happen. We're definitely going to get a correction. We're definitely going to pull back. But the Fed has plenty of ammunition. And then plus, Scott Bessent has plenty of ammunition. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, the only way the markets crash if the BOJ started to consistently raise rates, but we know that's definitely not going to happen. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, Blackrock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs were up on Friday at close. Now we had Paul Tudor Jones investment firm discloses owning $426 million worth of BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. Also, we have Abu Dhabi's Sovereign Fund also has $436 million worth of BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF. And this is the reason why Bitcoin has stayed steady, but we are starting to see selling of these Bitcoin spot ETFs. Like I told you, I definitely see us pulling back going towards the end of the month. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have Standard Chartered, Animoca Brands, and Hong Kong Telecommunications launch a joint venture to introduce a Hong Kong dollar-backed stablecoin. And we know nothing happens in Hong Kong without China. And the China mainland is going to be cut off from the rest of the world, but they're going to use Hong Kong as a straw man to interact with the rest of the world. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, they've learned the mistakes of the United States. Remember, the United States was nothing but an experiment. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, now we have public pension funds and state treasuries in 12 U.S. states hold a combined $330 million in strategy shares, and California leads with $83 million. And we know when pensions invest, they're investing for the long haul. They're not looking short term. And when we get regulation, we're going to see trillions of dollars move into these digital assets. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And lastly, we have bubble maps. Analysts say the Libra Memecoin has been launched by the same team behind the Melania token. And we have the Argentine president faces charges and may even be impeached for the crypto rug pull. And guys, what I always tell you, hacks and these pumps and dumps, these rug pulls are always an inside job. And now that Gary Gensler is gone, we see the narrative of scams and crypto coming back. And like I've always told you, crypto is going to be used as the excuse for the demise of this legacy market being destroyed. Remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. With these meme coins, some people are going to make a lot of money. Some people are going to lose a lot of money. But what is it still doing? Pushing adoption. And that is the end goal. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.